folks, welcome to another video, warm day video, and it's about, check my tablet here, it's about 65 degrees, so nice, I guess, warm, or it's not even chilly. I would say it is warm. It's not hot. I would prefer it to be like in the mid 75, 77 would be perfect. Of course, I'm trying Diet Coke, strawberry and guava, and I don't recommend it. It doesn't taste good. I tried the agave and I think it was akashi, how do you pronounce that weird antioxidant fruit? So today I'll be smoking BrickHouse Maduro, and yeah, this one I'll probably end up smoking about half of it before I toss it out. Because this is a strong cigar, not to be taken lightly. I'm using my quad Lotus torch to light it up. V cut. Kind of a little bit of touch up there. Nice smooth draw though. So of course in the news, yesterday, Saturday, this is the Sunday video, so I'll probably have it uploaded, Monday or Tuesday. And yes, and I went ahead and created a separate anime and games channel. I guess I didn't want to clutter up this channel too much, and I'll put a link in this video to that new channel. Yeah, and I'll create a BitChute channel also and link the other channel to that. So of course yesterday there was the crazy man over in Thailand who went on a rampage, shot and killed like 20 people, wounded like 40 plus people. And as it turns out, it was over some land dispute that he and a superior officer went into. And from what I guess the news is that they went in together on a property. Yeah, it's been raining all day, so that's probably why. Yeah, it's kind of like the other day where I came out and smoked. It was also a rainy day, but I guess a warm front came through. So this is the same thing, like a warm front came through and pushed all the cold air out of the area, and it's been raining all day basically. And there's water all into the porch, and all right. And yes, the electrical socket out here does have a EFI, so that, and I do have my stuff plugged into it. So if it does short, I don't get electrocuted to death because there's water all over the porch here. Yeah, and the EFI does work. It does trip. I've had it trip many times. So anyways, so what happens is that I guess the property was put into the name of the officer, of the superior officer, who then I guess sold the property, and I guess backed out and didn't give the guy his, either didn't give the guy back his money, or didn't give the guy, or maybe gave the guy his money but didn't give him any profit, because he was supposed to get, because the news say the guy was supposed to get a profit, a cut of the profit of the sale of the property. And I have a feeling the property that they went into and bought was probably a store or a storefront or something at that mall. I'm assuming here, I don't know. They're still investigating. So more than likely, that's probably what's going to be, is that they bought a store or something at that mall, because supposedly after he killed the officer, uh, um, I think both the people that he killed, well actually, they're saying one of the people he killed was the superior officer's mother, and then one news said that the superior officer was also a woman, so I guess he killed two women. I mean, that didn't, if they were men or women, doesn't matter. So he killed the superior officer's mother, and then killed her, the superior officer. No, Thai soldiers don't walk around base or off base with their weapons. It's just like in the U.S. They're not armed. Only those who are on security details are armed. But the guy being a sergeant, I guess he has access to the armory. It's not. I guess if you like strawberry, then I guess you'll. If you like the artificial, because it's not organic, so it's artificial strawberry flavor, artificial kiwi flavor. I think it's strawberry and guava. So both artificial flavors. So if you like the artificial, like the strawberry candy flavor, yeah, this is a strong cigar. I probably won't even get halfway before I have to put it down, and at that point I'll decide if I want to cut the end off, save it for another day's smoke. It's not an expensive cigar, but it's definitely not a cheap cigar. Now one stick will run you about $8, so yeah, it's not exactly cheap. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably, snuff out the, or actually just sit it down for about 3 minutes. We'll flick the ash, then sit it down. Because if you don't flick the ash does act as a insulation. So if you put the cigar down, it's going to take at least 5 to 10 minutes for the ember to go out, for the cherry to go out. Yeah, and it is a bigger gauge than I would prefer. This would be considered a Toro. This is about a 60. Yeah, this is a 60 gauge Toro size cigar. So the guy went to the armory, grabbed an M16. It is a military. Grabbed an M16, grabbed a bunch of ammo, stole a military vehicle, and I doubt he stole a Humvee. He probably stole like a civilian style looking military. Yes, military bases have civilian style looking trucks and cars that they use on base. I guess Thailand's no different. And he drove. I guess this is one article that I read. He either drove to the city center, where that seven-story shopping strip was at, or another news article said he drove about 160 miles or 160 kilometers to that town of I think it's Konkat. I forgot the name of the city. They went to that 7-story shopping center, and went on his rampage. And the thing about Asia is that Thailand. If you go to Thailand and Vietnam, yes, they have their countryside. It's just like here in the U.S. You have your countryside, then you have your city center. And if you go to the city centers of these Asian countries, Thailand, Vietnam, you don't think these countries are very built up. But if you go to their city centers, their city centers are a lot more built up than ours. And comparing to, like, say, L.A. or New York, their city centers are a lot more built up than our big cities like New York and L.A. Now, of course, we know that Japan, South Korea are a more modern Asian countries, but the other Asian countries, including China, and of course China is really booming up, and of course they're going to lose hundreds of billions with this. This would be like the 3rd week of their shit hits the fan for China, because this coming up Monday, again, businesses are going to reopen. Some are going to remain closed, uh, and I guess other businesses are going to. I guess it's up to them if they want to reopen. Well, but talks of gun, of course, the talk of gun control came up with Thailand. As it turns out, in Thailand, about 1 out of 10 people own a gun. One of the prerequisites is that you must have been or served in the military or the police. I don't think even the police, if you're a retired policeman. But from what I read, it is you have to be a retired military or have served in the military in some form or way. And then you can get a rifle. Handguns, it's just like England, and I'll touch upon England real quick, because every time a mass stabbing, comes up in the news in England, people always come up, England, guns are illegal in England, they took their guns away, and then you have the person jump on and go, no, it is not illegal. And I'll elaborate on that. I agree with the person that no, guns in England are not illegal. You can get a shotgun. Shotguns are limited to double barrels, the side by side and the stack double barrels. Rifles like hunting rifle, like a Remington, basically bolt action rifles. You're limited to those, and those are limited to 3 rounds. Or it might be 5, but I think it's 3. I could be wrong, could be 5, but those are limited to 3 rounds. And you must be a member of a shooting club or a hunting club. So your reason to get one is that you're going to be a member of a shooting club or a hunting club. You're not just going to get one and go, hey, this is for home protection. And of course, the license to purchase the rifle, is anywhere between, from what I read, is anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000. And you have to, things every 3 years, you have to recertify or reapply for the license. So every 3 years, you're spending about $3,000 to $5,000. And not to mention, rifles are not exactly cheap. Now, especially the higher end hunting rifles, they could like a Benelli. Benelli shotguns can run you about $2,000 to $3,000 easily. The higher end ones, especially the ones that's used for competition shooting, those could be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. So you have to be really, really serious. You're going to be spending that much money on a gun, that much money each 3 years on a license, and then you still have to pay the club fee and the shooting club fee, the hunting club fee. As for handguns, you really can't get handguns in England. Now people say, yeah, you can. Well, the thing is that yes, you can apply for one if you want to waste your money and get it turned down. You have to give a really good reason, like, hey, I am in security. I work in security. That's probably about the only reason you can give. You can't give, I just want a gun, I just want a handgun, or I want it for self-defense. That you'll just lose your money, and the government will say thank you for the $3,000 for the license, for the license registration. But no, we're not going to give you a handgun license. And and yes, and people say that there are gun stores that you can go to in England. Yes, there are, but again, as I said, if you go in, they're going to check you for your license. They're going to check to see which club you're with. You'll be asked the reason why you're there, trying to purchase ammo. I think it's mostly for ammo purchase. I don't think you can just, it's not like the United States, you can just walk into a gun store and purchase a shotgun or a bolt action rifle. But yes, you can purchase ammo, but again, they check you. So the answer to the question about England is yes, you can get guns. It's going to be very hard. Handguns, unless you work in security and have security clearance, you're not going to be able to get a handgun. unless you get it illegally. So back to Thailand. Yes, Thailand, one of the prerequisites is that you have to have served in the military in some form or way, that you can get a rifle. And I don't know, I doubt it's going to be an AR style rifle, or it's probably going to be like a bolt action rifle or a shotgun that you can get. I think a lot of countries has that prerequisite where if you served in the military you can get a rifle. I think South Korea has that too. I'm not sure. The same thing in Thailand. Handguns, nope, you're not going to be able to get a handgun even if you're ex-military. Same thing, you have to apply for it, and you have to give a good reason. And I just want one, or I need one for protection. It's not going to work. Again, if you're like, hey, I work in security. Of course, if you're ex-military, you join the Thai police. Of course, you'll get a Thai police issue guns. And yes, in Thailand, the police are armed. And I believe most of the guns that they are issued are 6-round revolvers, and it's probably made by Colt or something. I don't think Thailand has the manufacturing. They probably do have the manufacturing capability, but they probably don't want to do it. It's probably just easier to purchase a Colt or a. I don't think Glock makes revolvers. No, they don't. I definitely wouldn't, because I think the Chinese police, yes, Chinese police too, they too are armed, and I believe the Chinese police are armed with Chinese-made revolvers. I could be wrong, but the Chinese, they kind of have, I guess you can say they kind of have their own pride. As, hey, we're going to arm our police and our military with our own weapons, and I wouldn't trust a Chinese-made revolver to save my life. Although the Chinese-made AKs are damn reliable. Remember, I had a buddy who had a Chinese-made AK. This is back when they were cheap. You can get a Chinese-made AK for like $200. And yeah, we're going way back into the 90s here. Some 25, 30 years ago. Yeah, he got a Chinese-made AK, and that thing shot. It didn't. Of course, if you used crappy wolf ammo, and yes, wolf ammo back then came from the Czech Republic, and they were notorious for gumming up your guns and your rifle, and yeah. So the guy was held up. The Thai police. And since this guy was a military personnel, I guess the Thai military got involved, and they evacuated as many people as they could, stormed the mall, stormed where that guy was, I guess, holding up. They were saying that he was holding up some people, but if he was holding people hostage and the Thai police and military stormed the guy and killed him, there was no mention of civilians being killed or hurt or wounded during the storming. So, thumbs up to the Thai police and military, because normally with a with the storming of an armed person who has or maybe the guy wasn't serious about killing any more people. I don't know, because the guy definitely he wounded 40 plus people and killed 20 people already. So what's 2 or 3 more people that he could kill. But thumbs up to them. No civilians were killed or wounded during the storming. And of course, this is a Buddhist country, but 95+%, 97, I would even say 97, 98% of people in Thailand are Buddhist. And someone like this guy, he will not get a chance to reincarnate. His soul will be devoured, thrown into the devoured, thrown into the shredder, and tossed out into the ether or into the void. He will not get a chance to reincarnate. Now, of course, Thai is part of what is called Tivada Buddhism, which is it is a sect of Buddhism. It's similar to the Buddhism that's in Hindu, but in Theravada Buddhism, we do believe that there are gods and demons along with the Buddha and the ascended monks or monks. I forgot what the term was. Well, monks who ascend. But along with the Buddha and monks who ascend, there are gods and demons, and of course these gods and demons, if they choose, can come and walk the earth to terrorize people, to give blessings to people, and so basically there's really no the heaven and hell idea that people in Southeast Asia have that believe in Theravada Buddhism is that I think that comes from the French Catholics who colonized Southeast Asia. Both my parents speak French because the language that I was taught in school was French and the local language, and yeah, and that's why a lot of my aunts and uncles and cousins, when they fled Southeast Asia from the Chinese communist, fled to France. Yeah, so yes, France does have a pretty, I don't know if it's pretty sizable Vietnamese or Southeast Asian community. I think most of the Vietnamese fled to the U.S. and a small number of them did flee to France. Yeah, and that is the definition of a refugee: someone who's fleeing from a persecution, a war-torn zone. And I guess I'll kind of get off subject on that and close the video up on this. Is that kind of overheard my mom speaking to an older friend, or I guess one of her, someone who's in their 60s and 70s, basically. And they were talking about the people in Laos were fleeing northern Laos to southern Laos because the Chinese communists, along with the communist Laos and big I guess Ai Nong, which is basically, it means big brother. Well, actually, it means brotherhood. Those were the communist Laos folks. We call them Ai Nong. So they were pushing the nationalists from northern Laos, and people were fleeing. And of course, the Ai Nong had checkpoints that they were setting up. And the man was talking about, yeah, man, my brother and my uncle and all, they all got stopped at these checkpoints. Some of them were taken to the concentration camps, or I guess re-education camps. And of course my dad got caught at one, and I didn't know about this because my mom said, yeah, my husband was coming down from the north also, and this is when he was working with the CIA. And of course the Ai Nong knew about my dad, and they were actually looking for him, because my mom said, yeah, man, the Ai Nong were looking for my husband, and he got stopped at one of these checkpoints. And luckily the guards that stopped my dad didn't know that of course back then, you didn't have the technology we had now. It was just a information back then traveled slow, luckily, or else my ass wouldn't be here. Yeah, if my dad got captured, my ass wouldn't be here. That was before I was born. She's like, yeah, well, actually my mom was with them, so they got pulled over at the I guess they weren't checking everybody, but I guess people that looked suspicious to them, they would pull you over and question you, pull you to the side and question you, and they're like, hey, your travel document says that you live in the northern part of Laos. Why are you headed south? Because my mom stepped in and said, well, we're gonna go visit. We're getting married, because my mom's from the southern part of Laos. You know, we're getting married. We're going to go visit my parents, and that's how my dad got out. So the guard's like, okay, you know, that's good enough excuse. That they didn't really ask them more. And she's like, yeah. She's like, luckily I was with him because she's like, because at that point they were already married. But she's like, yeah, we're going to go visit. We're getting married. We're going to go visit my parents or my family, and he's going to go visit my family in the southern part of Laos. And you know, luckily the guards let him go. And they got out. So that was, and like I said, as someone who has family, parents, aunts, uncles who fought communism, fled from communism, you know, seeing it trying to take hold here in the U.S. firsthand from these, you know, liberal socialists. You know, they'll say, of course they'll say, hey, we're not communists. You know, we're liberal socialists. It's basically the same. What's that saying? It's the same ingredient in the same pot, or something like that. You know, you're basically one in the same. You're in the same pot with communism. You know, as I said, you know, they'll come into the village and they'll preach their communist. Of course, they weren't even preaching socialism at this point. They're preaching communism, which is, you know, everyone's equal. Everyone's equal. Everyone gets the same share. You know, the king's not higher than you. You know, the chief of the village is not higher than you. You're the rich landowner, which happened to be my grandfather. No, the rich landowner is not better than you. Of course, our land got confiscated. Get some more. So yeah, a lot of the men who didn't support communism tried to flee down south. A lot of them got caught. Of course, except my mom's older. I guess this would be like her oldest brother was one of the leaders of the resistance. So of course, when the communists took over, they hunted down the resistance leader. He was asked to you know, flee to the U.S. because they're like, hey, if you stay, they're either going to kill you or they're going to put you in jail for a long ass time. So he was like, no, I'm staying with my men. I'm not going to flee to the U.S. And as I mentioned in other videos, he was finally released in 1997, and yeah, he passed away about 3-4 years ago. A free man, you know. Because by then, of course, he's an old man. He's not going to cause, I guess, any uprisings, you know, or strifes. Yeah, so hopefully there is no. Yeah, I definitely, you know, if it happens here in the U.S., yeah, I'll tell you now, I definitely will not be siding with the communists. If you look at these communist countries, take Laos and Vietnam. You know, Vietnam now flies. They still fly. If you go to Hanoi, you'll see communist Chinese flag. You'll see the old communist USSR flags flying all over the streets in their buildings. It's the same in Laos. If you go to Laos, you'll see the along with the Laos flag, you'll see the communist Chinese flags being flown, the communist USSR flags being flown. And of course, in communism, they kind of do the same thing that the royalty taught to do, which is I call it, you know, keep the people in an infantile state, where they don't think for themselves. They don't really think of aspiring to do better. You know, because I was speaking to some cousins who went back to visit their cousins, and these are cousins by marriage, so it's not cousin by blood. They're talking about, man, you know, you go back to Laos, the people seem content, and I didn't really get too deep into with them. They're like, oh, the people seem content. You know, they have their land, They farm their land. They have their cattle. They have their farmland. They're not in debt. Well, some of them are in debt, but and it's like they seem content. And I was thinking, well, that's all nice, but but the people don't have any aspiration. They don't aspire to anything. And the government wants to keep them as dumb country bumpkins. Don't think about uprising against the government. Don't aspire to do any better. And it was the same thing when the king was in power in Laos. Spoke to I guess I wouldn't really call him a buddy, but I guess an acquaintance. And he mentioned that the confidant of the king, who of course fled to the U.S., and he mentioned that someone had an interview with him, years later, and the guy mentioned that the king, just like the communists, wanted to keep the people in an infantile state. I'll give you what you need, just to get by. But I don't want you to think for yourself. I don't want you to aspire for anything better. Just keep your nose down, and keep doing what you do. Don't think about anything else. and of course, in these communist countries, no, they don't have universal health care. If you get sick, you go to the doctor. Money's coming out of your pocket. Same things in China, because right now they got the coronavirus going on. If you go to the hospital, yes, money's coming out of your own pocket. The only people who would get free health care would be the CCP members. And most Chinese folks are not CCP members. So yes, when I was in China, my wife, she kind of, I guess, fell a little ill, or she didn't feel too well. We went to the hospital, and well, she's the one, it's not me, so. And yes, we had to pay money out of our own pocket for the hospital visit. And I asked her, hey, I figured, hospital visits and stuff would be free in China. She's like, no, you go. She's like, no, you go to the hospital in China. And the other relatives, they were saying the same thing. You go to the hospital, it's coming out of your own pocket. And yes, and I guess I'll close on the coronavirus. Right now in China, stores and some restaurants, stores are still closed. Stores are opened, but since everybody, and it's not just the Hubei province where the city Wuhan is in. It's pretty much all over China. People have made a mad dash. I'm almost halfway through the cigar here, and it is a strong cigar, but I'm feeling okay. Yeah, this is about 1/3 way through, so once it gets to the half, I'll probably start feeling a little woozy and put the cigar down. Yeah, so everybody made a mad dash to the store and pretty much bought everything out of the store. And of course, stores, like here in the U.S., they get, the trucks come in every day to the stores and replenish supplies. And normally what will be replenished is either what the store manager orders, or what corporate sends to the store. Of course, they have their computer system that shows what all has been sold, what all needs to be replenished. So either the computer system tells them, hey, the store number 180 needs more vegetables and fruit. Let's send more vegetables and fruit, or a store manager will either order more because he's like, hey, we got a fruit festival, we got a fruit festival coming up, and a lot of people will be buying fruits this weekend. So can you guys send more fruits and vegetables? I don't know, something like that. You can order. It's kind of like Amazon's or it's kind of like Uber Eats here in the U.S. where if you order food online or groceries online, so you can order groceries online. But ordering of food, like cooked food, is still not being allowed. So you can order like meats and vegetables and things like that, and cook it at home, so you don't have to go out to the store and get sick. But from what I've been told from the relatives there is that ordering cooked food is not allowed. You can order fruits and vegetables, and this coming up week will be the 4th week of the shit hits the fan over in China. So you are able to get, you know, order food and stuff to come to your house if you're stuck in the house. If you work at home, or if you and of course they're told if you're able to work at home, work at home. You know, and again, it's up to your office or your company you work for if they want you to come into the office, or if the company wants to open up. You know, the problem is this is going on for almost a month now, and of course, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. You know, and bills are going to be coming up. It is the beginning of the month, so some people got to pay bills at the beginning of the month. Some people got to pay bills at the end of the month. So if you don't work, money's not coming in. So I doubt the Chinese government has any kind of welfare. They may come up with some sort of a welfare system where, hey, you know, show us that you've, you know, been out of work or haven't been able to work because of the coronavirus. We'll give you, you know, enough money to pay for this month's bill or something like that. So that's my thing. Okay, if you're out of work for, you know, 1 or 2 weeks, that's okay. But this is going on this has gone on 3 weeks, not going on 4. And yeah, if you don't work, you don't get paid. You know, if you have a high seniority, and you have lots of vacation. Well, this is U.S. I think, yeah, China has vacation weeks too. I don't know if they have personal. But if you've been at a company for 10, 15, 20 years, you have high seniority, so you have a lot of vacation weeks built up. You can use those vacation weeks to you know, to get paid, or use up your sick week and then use your personal, then use your vacation weeks. So if you're someone so if you're someone who works for a big company and they have something like that, then yeah, you could probably use that. But that will probably only last for about a month before you got to go back to work. Say, hey, I got to work. You know, if I don't work, I don't make money. I can't pay the bills. And who knows? You know, the Chinese government might come out and go, hey, look, you know, electrical companies don't charge people for the month of January and February. Same for utility. You know, there's water, sewage bill, which they do get also, electrical bill, internet bill. I don't know if that would be included, but definitely utility bills like electrical, water, and sewage. I can see the Chinese government coming up saying, hey, you know, just go ahead and you know, we're going to talk with a utility company to have them you know, bypass the bill this month for January, and hopefully it ends soon, and travel start up again, and yeah, I mean the Chinese people and the government is going to survive. Yes, they're going to lose hundreds of billions of dollars, if not more. I don't think they're going to lose into the trillions, but they're definitely going to lose hundreds of billions, and it's going to affect us too, because they are our trade partner. And I did order some masks online. It's coming from China, and I should be getting it towards the end of this month. I got an update from Amazon. I ordered off of Amazon instead of eBay because I thought it would come quicker on Amazon, but you know, same thing for Amazon and eBay. When you order, if it's coming from China, I've had it to it arrives a week early than what the ETA date shows, and I've had it where it arrives a week or two after the ETA, both of Amazon and eBay. So once I get the mask towards the end of this month, you know, I'll give you guys a show and tell, and yeah, all of the flu. I guess they list them as flu respirators, and Are people panicking? I don't know, because as I said, at least in my area, all of the stores, now I've gone to all the Targets, the Walmarts, the grocery stores, the CVS, Walgreens, Daiso, and they're all out of masks. And yeah, it's definitely something to do with the coronavirus. People are making a run for the flu respirators, and each stores don't really stock a whole lot. Maybe 10. Maybe they'll stock maybe 10. So yeah, 10 is not going to last long at all. Well, I'll cut it here. It's going on long. I do thank you guys for watching.